Final one for me here, Maida Vale, The Vale. I played that for Tim and Tracy, who say, afternoon, OJ. Never thought I'd hear your tones again after I gave up night trucking between Bourton-on-the-Water and Cov. I took a day office job. Great to hear you again. Well, thank you very much, Tim and Tracy. And you'll hear me for the rest of October. Have a great rest of your Monday, whatever you are doing. Sarah Cox is next with all the great stuff. I'll be back tomorrow from the usual time of 2 o'clock with all the usual stuff. This is Radio 2 on the BBC Sounds app, on your smart speaker and on 88 to 91 FM.
BBC News at 5 o'clock. This is Claire Ronacres. The Russian military has carried out widespread missile strikes against Ukraine, targeting a number of cities. Nicola Sturgeon has closed the SNP conference by saying Scotland would have a better future as an independent nation. And 3 dads who lost their daughters to suicide have completed a 600-mile charity walk. There's been international condemnation of Russia's widespread wave of missile attacks against Ukrainian cities this morning. At least 10 people have been killed and more than 60 others injured. The Secretary-General of the UN, Antonio Guterres, called the move an unacceptable escalation of the war. Places such as Lviv near the Polish border to Kharkiv in the northeast were hit. And as Hugo Bishega, our correspondent in Kiev, explains, the capital was also targeted for the first time in months.
There has been a sense of normality here in Kyiv for quite some time. The city hadn't been attacked for a long time. It is away from the front line. So restaurants are back, bars are busy again, the streets relatively busy as well. And that has changed. I think lots of people were shocked this morning by the explosions.
The Ukrainian MP Inna Sovsun was one of the many people in Kiev who rushed to an underground station to stay safe. She says despite the circumstances, the mood in the shelters has been one of not fear, but fury.
There is a video from another underground station, which my assistant actually filmed, of people singing the national anthem in there. I have seen a kid sitting right next to my son who was drawing a picture with a Ukrainian flag and saying that Ukraine is going to win. So I think that tells you something about the mood.
President Putin said the attacks were in response to Saturday's explosion on the Kerch Bridge, which links Russia to the annexed Crimea. He's accused Ukraine of being responsible for that blast, but Kiev hasn't claimed any involvement. Scotland's First Minister has told the SNP conference that Scotland has what it takes to make a success of independence, and she criticised Liz Truss's government in Westminster for its approach to economic growth. Nicola Sturgeon said that Scottish independence was essential to escape Westminster control and mismanagement, and she insisted Scottish voters weren't getting a fair deal.
For Scotland, the problem is not just which party is in power at Westminster. The problem is Westminster. And to fix that, to make sure we get the governments that the largest number of us vote for, always, not just occasionally. For that, my friend,